Hello and welcome back, YouTubers, to another episode of Pokemon Theories. I'm your host, Protomario, and this is the show where we discuss theories ranging from Red being a ghost to why the heck Jinx looks the way she does. Hello and welcome back to another Pokemon Theory episode, guys. Today's episode is going to be about why Pokemon evolve through happiness, and this is asked by Super Shaggy's Shag, or Super Shaggy's Hag. I think it's Super Shaggy Shag, but anyways. Pokemon have never evolved through happiness until Generation 2. A prototype of the happiness was introduced during Pokemon Yellow with Pikachu, and it's much easier to make Pikachu happy than it is in any other game. So the Pokemon that deal with happiness are pretty limited, honestly. There's not a lot of them, and there's a couple that I'm just going to rule out right off the bat because they were just implemented as a quote-unquote happiness system. Just throw up in there. So Pichu, Cleffa, Igglybuff were all just implemented for the happiness system, and I'd go out on a limb and say Togepi was too. Eevee and its evolutions, Espeon and Umbreon, were also thrown in Generation 2 as a gimmick for the happiness system. In fact, the two evolutions seem really out of place because there are literally stones that correspond with both of their evolutions, because you have to friendship one of them during the day and one of them night. So why wouldn't you just use the Moonstone on the Eevee for an Umbreon and a Sunstone on Eevee for an Espeon? And there's barely any Pokemon that use the Sunstone anyways, or the Moonstone anyways. Oh my god, don't get me started. Anyways, guys, back to the subject at hand. The other Pokemon that evolve through friendship are Golbat into Crobat, Chansey into Blissey, Azurill into Marill, Badu into Roselia, Buttery into Lopunny, Chingaling into Chimichou, Munchlax into Snorlax, Riolu into Lucario through the day, Woobat into Swoobat, and Swadloon into Leavanny. So those are basically all the Pokemon that evolve through happiness. Why do these specific Pokemon evolve through happiness and not naturally? Well, let's take a look. Firstly, I'm going to point out the fact that these Pokemon, prior to the happiness implementation, did not have any evolutions. Of course, the Pokemon that were prior to Generation 2 and 3 obviously didn't exist, so this wouldn't apply to them. But Golbat was just Golbat. I mean, there was nothing else to it. And Chansey was just Chansey, once again. So those Pokemon didn't necessarily even need to evolve. They were full Pokemon. But because the addition of different Pokemon in Generation 2 added these Pokemon, as well as the two new evolutions, and of course Togetic. So yeah, that was a big thing back in the day, Togepi was. The other Pokemon I can't really say too much about because I really don't know that well, and for the simple fact that I really have not that much information about this theory. But my theory overall, and this is all I can think of, and after doing research, all I can come up with, is that the Pokemon that evolve due to happiness correspond with the same thing like the move Return. Return gains power the more the Pokemon likes you. It can become almost as powerful as the strongest attack in the game. It's pretty good, honestly, if your Pokemon like you. On the other end of the spectrum, there's a move called Frustration that's pretty bad. I mean, you have to be a pretty crappy trainer to have that work out in your favor. Pokemon that evolve through happiness evolve at a level of 220 or higher, the max happiness being up in the upwards of 250. So, yeah, that's a lot of happiness that's necessary, considering you only get a maximum of +5 or +10 from haircuts, +5 from protein and carbos. These Pokemon evolve through happiness because they enjoy your presence so much they want to become stronger for you and fight for you in much more drastic ways than what their limited powers allow them to do. Due to this factor, they were unable to evolve naturally, and they evolved throughout sheer desire to please their master. And that is my only theory on this. I honestly have nothing else. Why else would they evolve from friendship? They don't naturally evolve that way, so enjoying the time with their masters, fighting for their masters, wanting to make sure they protect their masters and do well in battle for their masters, they evolve and make sure that they become stronger so that their masters are safer. That is my only theory on this, guys. So if you have something to contribute, please put it in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate any Pokemon theories. And once again, guys, if you put a Pokemon theory down in the section below and I discuss it, I will give you a shout out. So thanks for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. And now, time for a service announcement from the Maverick Army. Tired of the norm? Is it time for a revolution? Join the rebellion and become a Maverick today by subscribing to Protomario. Remember, together, we can create a new world order of gaming. Mavericks unite.